Showcase of the new labs website page.
How did we not talk about that today?
How did we not talk about that today?
People seem to freaking love it.
There is a lot of work that has to happen.
Of course, but that's why we did the early preview. And that's why we're just publishing one article about one graphics card that realistically very few people care about. The point of this is just you're going so fast, Luke. Take your time.
Did you notice how we got these?
Yeah, get back up there. Get back up there. Get back. Come on. Okay, so guys, the first actual product page. And I don't think we would necessarily call them articles because it's the whole point of labs, right? Is that this is meant to be the page for this product so that you know what's up. Okay, so we've published our first product page for the PowerColor Hellhound RX 7600 XT 16 gig. This is where you guys are seeing everything that the team has worked on for the last, how bloody hell, when did we first start the lab? When did we hire Antoine? Was he the first? Who was the first person we hired for labs?
Nick.
Really?
I think.
Is that right?
I think.
Man, does someone know? Does anyone know? Or is there any staffers watching in chat? Does anyone remember? Has it been 3 years? Good Lord. Anyway, the point is...
Because our first project was GPU testing. Right? Or is this just I'm remembering this way because that's what I was involved in?
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
Okay, whatever.
I very likely have bias because I was the one that...
The point is, the team has grown a lot, has learned a lot, has done so much work. And it's all finally getting to the point where we can start to show you guys beyond just, helping run some numbers and graphs and sort of helping out the video production side of things. These guys have been working on their own stuff as well. And it's been an incredible journey. Everything from the arrangement of the author's name and whether we would put the author's name and publication date and where all that information would be found.
Do you include time? Where
the social media, links would go and how the sharing works.
Do they go over here?
Everything, man. The number of mock-ups that I've seen.
This is why I have so much anxiety right now of wanting to scroll down so badly because there's cool tech we've made and it's not at the top.
But everything matters.
That's true.
There's been so much work.
There has been.
Okay, so let's start going down slowly.
All right.
Okay, so these assets or not assets, these attributes of the product that we populate, the work of figuring out, okay, what are all the attributes that you should have?
What is it called? Because you can imply a significant amount by the name of the category.
Yes.
So, is it highlights? Is it key specs? Is it, I don't remember all of them. There was a lot of different options. It was, I believe, key specs for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got changed back to highlights again at some point.
Yeah, because we couldn't decide, okay, do we want to focus on the positive here? Do we want to have the negative? Do we want to have a mixture? Should it be redundant?
If it's key specs, then it has to be a spec.
Yes. Well, what's a spec? I don't know. These are all things that need to be figured out and need real answers, not just hand wavy, I don't know, we'll figure it out answers because they affect the design. The summary is handwritten. And oh man, we went back and forth so many times. Should there be summaries at every section? Should it just be a summary at the top? Should the summary be an introduction to the product? Should it be a conclusion to the product? I don't know. Okay.
Hey, look, you can buy it.
Go down. Yep. Should we show the price? Should we have people click through to the price? How will we get the price?
All problems.
All problems that needed to be solved. All right.
Cool. Look at the Luma Field slides.
Yeah.
Did you know we were doing this?
Yes. Super cool. So
did you know they were going to get embedded though?
I didn't.
Yeah.
So we can tear down products without tearing down products. We do have a publication date, guys. It's at the top. Oh man, we've talked about how we're going to. Yeah, there. If you mouse over it, you can see a version history. Super cool, right? Or wait, is that coming?
I don't
Or
know if
did we
that's
settle on
currently in. I think that's just showing you the time.
Okay, never mind. But that's something we've talked about.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
just saying there's a lot of decisions, okay?
That might be in. I don't want to say that's wrong. I just don't think that's what's currently happening when I highlight over this.
Okay, so go down. Yeah, so we have a CT scanner now, which is pretty cool. We'll have a video coming on that very soon. Photos. Okay, so now we can expand things. Performance. Look at that.
Here
We're gonna
we
have
go.
graphs. In the long term. Oh, can you show them the thing where you can change the colors depending on what is like sort of best for your eyes? So cool. So cool.
So you can go into some presets. Right now we just have default and high contrast, but you can change colors however you want because there's just so many different ways where maybe you just find one more comfortable. Maybe you are colorblind. Maybe who knows? So you can customize all the chart colors.
So proud of the team.
That was
man.
actually like very early done. I don't remember who suggested that, but someone suggested that, and we were basically all like, "Yep, that's a great idea." It wasn't me.
Nor me.
There was there's a lot of like little feedback things we've been receiving. Like we're very proud of these charts, but we found that these labels on the left hand side are very small print on mobile. So we'll look into that.
Mhm.
Some people have pointed out, and I think I do agree with it. Was this already changed? Somebody already get to this? Yeah, I think so.
Y'all are hilarious, by the way.
That's sick. Overall, like wasn't pinned to the top. So you'd have like a few random games and then overall, and people were like, that sucks. And it's clearly already been changed.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask for that to happen, but that was clearly the right decision. So I'm happy it did. Yeah. Cool labels. I love the charts.
Yep. And this, oh man. Yeah, a lot of work. Making graphs is surprisingly manual.
Difficult. Yeah.
In a lot of cases. And so figuring out how to make them automatic and make them good has been an inordinate amount of work. Yes, we want to add things to the comparison bin at the top. I see we've changed the word cart to bin. I actually didn't sign off on that, but I like it. It's better.
Yeah, people hated cart.
Yep.
Viciously
Yep.
hated cart.
Yep.
So it's bin now.
Yep. I made the call. I was like, we're going to call it comparison cart because there were a bunch of worse ideas. But neither Luke nor I thought of bin.
Nope.
And that's better.
Yep.
Yeah. Bin makes sense because this is my comparison bin. It's because it's just shorter than bucket. Bucket would have been too long, but it feels like this is my bucket of things I want to like compare, and that's why I went with cart because it's like I'm shopping. I'm shopping for things I want to like compare to each other. But no, bin makes more sense because this is not a store.
Yeah.
So excited. And so in the long term, man, we're gonna get testing going in higher volumes. It's gonna take time, man. The ramp is gonna take time, but hopefully you guys can see that we have not just been sitting on our butts, because what we've been trying to build is something that can scale. Something that is for more than just publishing the odd review or article here and there. We want this to be a database, and that is so much work.
It can't be just compare for the person who just asked, because this button is compare. The comparison bin is where the things that you've selected to compare go.
Yeah.
So you can't just have like this button's called compare and then this button's called compare and they do completely different things.
Yeah.
That's a terrible user experience.
That
They have to be different.
We might have to change that to add to comparison bin or something like that, though. There's clearly horizontal room for it. So
I think that's what the plus symbol is supposed to indicate.
Yeah.
But we could do whatever. There will be changes, right? So like the original, like, I don't know what you even want to call it, alpha launch or whatever. We got a bunch of feedback, improved some things, and this time we got a bunch of feedback, have already improved some things, and there's more improvements that will be coming.
And you know what? I think that there was a lot of there was a lot of internal debate around doing this as a soft launch, like showing the look of the site without even any articles on it.
Yeah.
Publishing one article before we're realistically ready to ramp hard. I feel
this feels like the right way.
Extremely validated by how positive and understanding the community has
We've
been.
just been working on it for so long. I think people were worried about people having a really negative response to it when it's not technically fully baked. So I understand some of the anxieties, but I'm happy we did it.
But the community has actually, I've been really proud of the community here because they've been so constructive in the way that they have approached this exercise. Like almost every single message, even the ones where they're like, I don't like something, they have included how they would like to see it improved. And a lot of the ideas have been really good.
Yeah.
And
we've had very good feedback.
And I think it's been really validating for the team to see that no one is looking at it going, this is a teardown. Everyone's like,
cool. It would be great if this thing worked this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to make
Sweet.
this, it's going to guide us as we continue to ramp and as we make our way toward the vision that this vision officer has envisioned and something better than what I envisioned. I think that's the difference between involving the community and not involving the community. Good ideas can come from anywhere, guys. And I think you see that in the way that the team has implemented things that, I didn't think of or Luke didn't think of. And the way that the community has requested things that we didn't collectively think of, right? More voices can be a negative thing, but if it's managed, it can be so
we're kind
positive.
of trickling in the more voices.
Yeah. Man, if we'd started with like, what would you like to see in a like tech information product page site? Like, it would have been directionless. It's good that we had kind of an idea from the first place. I love the logo.
The Labs logo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
I actually think it's...
I like the text a lot.
Yeah. I believe the text was Sarah, but I think the heatsink was Gary. Not Gary Key, not the head of Labs, but one of our other designers.
That confuses me all the time.
Yeah, I know. It's a problem because Gary does a lot of work for the lab.
Exactly. I know who he's talking about, so it makes sense to me. But yeah, it's very confusing.
Don't quote me on that. Sarah might have done both, and Gary might have done both. They're both wonderful. Yeah.
Logo looks like a simple heatsink. It is.
It is, but it's clean. It's approachable. That's what I like about it. It looks professional, but not like sterile. It has some personality.
There's the logo test.
No.
Can you draw it?
Yeah.
Now without not being able to see it.
Okay, I'm gonna draw it.
It's not perfect, but it's pretty good.
Dan gave me a pass.
Yeah, but Dan's...
Look, I drew it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a good logo.
It is pretty good. That is a thing though. There's supposed to be like, can people draw, like, would people be able to recreate it from memory basically? And that gets harder and harder to do as a lot of the basic things like, our company's logo is an F. Thanks, Facebook. The more of those types of things get taken up, it gets harder and harder. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think, and the heatsink. There were a bunch of different things that we were. It could. I think
Tons.
One of them was potentially a fan. You know what? Maybe this is the perfect time to look at some of the things it could have been.
One of them was a unicorn.
Yeah. Hold on. Labs logo. Let me see if I can find. Well, unfortunately, I don't think I can
Things
find...
in Google Drive are impossible to find.
It may have just never been shared with me. I do a lot of these kinds of... I really like doing like graphics conversations in person because this is someone's like subjective taste and their work and their passion. People don't get into art because they like want to make a ton of money.
This is how I'm going to make the
typically.
big bucks.
Yeah, they get into art
Yeah.
because they are passionate. They love design, and so I don't like to give feedback about stuff like that. Not in person. So I do like to have a lot of those conversations in person. So it may have just never been shared with me, but I did find one thing. I found a bunch of different possibilities for the gradient that we ultimately ended up with. So I can show that to you guys.
That's pretty cool.
That's kind of a fun behind the scenes. Here we
Yeah.
go. Labs icon gradient option. Oh,
It's still loading. Oh, it stopped loading.
no, it just stopped loading. One moment, please.
I saw the preview.
Yeah, that's weird. Give me a sec here, guys.
This has 8 pages. Are you sure?
Here we go.
Oh, I see. I understand.
There you go. So here's one of the gradient options.
God, the color on that monitor is wild.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nuts.
That's
You
really
guys won't
bad.
be able to see this, but
Yeah. Okay. There's another gradient option. There's another gradient option. Kind of. You should look at it on this one, Luke.
yeah.
Yeah. Kind
No,
of
I've seen this.
paler.
I've seen this.
Yep. There's another gradient option. There's another gradient option. More orangey, more LTT. We ended up not leaning that direction. We ended up leaning more towards like a short circuit type of palette.
Mr. Light has just sent you a bunch of mock-ups for the lab logos.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
cool.
Why does Nick have that?
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Why
I mean, I'm
wouldn't
not.
he?
Yeah, I'm not complaining. It
Sir.
just- I don't know. Just like why would he? I mean, yeah, Sarah. Oh, because Nick doesn't work on the lab, but he is Sarah's manager.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that kind of checks out. Okay, here you go. Oh, here it is. This is the one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's go. Labs icon concept. Do you want to get rid of us, Dan?
Some of these.
Is that
Sure.
easy?
Yeah, give me a
some of these
second.
were wild.
Yeah, there were so many ideas. And we had like some really good group conversations about it, and I think we picked the right thing. Seeing it on the site and seeing that the fact that I haven't seen a single comment. You know how I read comments. I haven't seen a single comment that's like that logo's
The
stupid.
logo's dumb. Yeah.
And that realistically, a logo that nobody hates.
Great logo.
Yeah,
Fantastic logo.
Yeah. That logo came to me, tears running down his face. Big strong logo.
Yeah.
Okay. Dan?
Working on it.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get started.
You could probably start. I think that first one doesn't have anything in the corner.
Cool.
Yeah, you're good here.
So, you know what? No, let's go one by one here.
Fixed.
Case concept. Data collection, PC testing, beaker ties into labs. So the case is going to have like kind of scientific looking fluid in it. We tried having it facing this way.
It's
and
cool.
That. Super cool. But
I'm
not
happy with what we
everything's going to
chose.
be a computer. The desktop PC is probably on the out, compared to mobile phones and laptops and handheld PCs and consoles. Like, we're going to test everything, right? Like, we didn't want to be just PC. Okay, a fan.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. I liked this one a lot. This was pretty close for me.
Yeah, I like this one a bunch.
But not everything has a fan. There's a lot of tech that doesn't have any moving parts. Moving parts, kind of going out of fashion. Okay, the CPU with kind of the beaker. Okay, thought this one was really cool. Again, too PC IT specific.
I also thought while it is great, and I think the dot helps a lot with understanding, I think
Yeah.
a lot of people wouldn't have known what it was.
Yep. So we ended up losing the CPU because cooling can be on anything. So this is pretty darn close to final. So this is what ultimately won, obviously.
Yeah.
Represents power and pushing components to the limit. Yeah, love it. Okay. So the Wi-Fi rainbow. You can see here, the idea was that it's about like the underlying sort of passion that brings us to investigate technology and how magical it all is. I just really, I felt it looked too much like Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
The Beaker Planet. my issue with this one. And to be clear, I'm not saying like I was so smart and I picked the right ones. It's not like that. This was a conversation, so I'm giving you guys a summary.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, one of the designers I'll be having a meeting with them, and they'll be like, "Okay, which one do you like?" And I'll say, "Which one do you like?" And they'll be like, "Well, this one has this issue, and this one has this issue. I think this one's the best." And I'll be like, "Cool. I'm glad we didn't have to have the entire rest of this meeting."
Yeah.
I just want to make that really, really clear. So a lot of the time, these concerns that I'm talking about would have been shared or even raised by the designer who worked on the project. But sometimes you got to throw spaghetti at the wall. This one didn't fly. This one I thought was really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the nucleus star. Just a little bit too physicsy. So kind of how some of the other ones were a bit too much chemistry lab. This felt a little bit too physics lab and didn't really say tech.
Really cool logo. This one and the last one, both really cool, just maybe for a slightly different application.
Yeah, maybe for a different kind of lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I had that up full screen, so I have no idea if you guys thought that was cool.
Someone said the circle logo is just North Face. There was a few, I think there's more because there's the unicorn one and stuff. There's more designs than what were just in there.
Yeah, the unicorn one was pretty wild.
And there was quite a few designs where like it wasn't the same. It was clearly an original idea, but it looked very similar to like I remember one of them looked very close to the Renault logo.
We have a shirt that looks really close to the Renault logo.
Maybe that.
Total accident.
But there's stuff like that where like, no, it was not actually copied from this, but it was too close. So someone in the company might have recognized like, wait, that looks like this. We look it up. We're like, yeah, that's too close. People are going to call us on that, even though that isn't what happened. So we go with something else.
By the way, did I ever end up showing the Smash Champs logo ideas? I think I talked about it.
I don't think I've even seen these.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Have you seen these, Dan?
This is loading really slowly.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. No.
I don't think a lot of the people working on Smash Champs have seen the Smash Champs logo.
I probably saw them when I was trying to organize some files.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about
so
this.
This is the badminton club logo.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
I agree. It's clean.
Imagine we could play Super Smash Bros. There.
Yeah.
Imagine having a Smash Championship at Smash Champs.
Man, these things take so long, man. Like, there's a lot of really good concepts here too. Are any of these gonna load? Like, hello, no preview available. I mean, sure, I guess. I love computers.
Oh wow.
There was a hammer.
Wow.
At one point.
Kind of sick, but I think the one you went with is better.
This is also super cool, but
wow.
Like, I don't know. This idea of having like the QR code integrated, I thought was pretty cool. So it would like load up our site. So if we had any merch or like water bottles or whatever, and people were like using them at other places, then they just have like links to our stuff. This is where that one started.
Got it. So you kind of drew it back a little bit, and then
we wanted something that was a little bit more contained, a little bit more a normal shape that you can put on the side of a water bottle or at the top of a web page.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
The idea was like a meteor,
Yeah.
But it didn't need to be quite like in the meteor.
Yeah, and with the new one, you still get the point.
And this is like a super cool font, maybe a bit too cool. I still really like this font, but I don't always get my way.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with it being too cool, to be honest.
I don't know.
It's a sports thing, whatever.
Yeah, but it's also, it's a club. It's more than just you want to appeal to.
Who did these?
Jaquan actually did a lot of this.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's very multi-talented.
Cool.
If you guys play badminton, I'm sure you'll meet him at some point.
I've met him.
No, not you specifically. Oh. I mean, folks.
Got it.
If you play badminton and you want to come play at Smash, I'm sure you'll meet him at some point. He's super cool, very passionate.
Yeah.
And like I said, wildly multi-talented. He also built the facility in. I want to say he was using Maya, and did like paint color mock-ups and stuff so that we could make informed decisions about color. He's been working with, I don't know if the other guy's off his probation yet, but he's been working with, so I'll just say the other guy. He's been working with the other guy on like procurement of like floor mats, just like all kinds of things. Yeah, he's great.
I was working with him on the software choice stuff.
Oh yeah, yep. Cool. I've seen a lot of speculation about like what exactly is like going on with that. Like, is it some kind of like front or some kind of like whatever? I like badminton.
I'm trying to think of what it would be a front for.
There's nowhere to play locally, like close.
It's a front for Linus not having to drive so far to play badminton.
Yeah, and it's also, man, I can't go anywhere without running into someone who's like, yo, I heard you're opening a badminton center. Like, actually, like I was at the ferry and someone I haven't played with in like probably 3 to 4 years was like, hey, I heard you're opening a badminton center. I'm like, dude, I haven't talked to anyone that I'm even aware knows you in years. How do you know about this?
Getting around the badminton scene.
Yeah, I played last night at one of the Richmond clubs, and someone came up to me. They're like, "Yeah, I heard you're opening a badminton center. You should do like some marketing and stuff." And I was like, "Brother,
apparently I don't need to.
I have no idea who you are." And you just walked up and were like, "Hey, I heard you're opening a badminton club soon." I think apparently I'm good. In all seriousness, of course, yeah, we're gonna have to do some marketing and stuff like that. But it's a pretty big scene here, and there's a lot of pent up demand. Yeah. I don't need a reason to open a business
and there's
that can be sustainable.
A lot of residents being put in around this area.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
No shortage of people to play. It's gonna be good. I'm excited. It's a great sport. I think the people that don't get it probably don't play. I think it's that simple.
I didn't get it, and then I played, and then I understood.
Yeah, it's fun.
And now my shoulder just is like, meh.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
That's too bad, dude.
But I'll try to play a little bit, and if not, I'll just go hang out, go on the treadmills, do whatever.
Yeah, man. Design stuff, though, nothing is simple.
It's so hard. And you have to do so many iterations.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it is what it is. I think that's you came up with, or Jake Wan came up with a really cool logo.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one a lot.